there, I didn't see you come in. My name's Gage, I'm the owner of Sharp Knife Shop. So you're looking for your first Japanese knife. Well, you're in the right spot. I'm just going to take you over here to the wall of knives and we'll start talking about how you're going to choose your first Japanese knife. So, I'll meet you over there in 2 seconds. Okay, first thing we're going to talk about is the different types of steels. They fall into three main categories: stainless, carbon, and somewhere in between. So first we'll talk about stainless. These are knives that you're probably most familiar with if you have never purchased a Japanese knife before. As the name implies, they are rust resistant and they will never develop discoloration or rust, even if they're left wet and or dirty and not wiped down properly after use. These knives are great for those who don't want to worry too much about maintaining their knives and they don't want to have to worry about wiping it down immediately after they use it. The downfall to stainless steels is that they can be a little bit more difficult to sharpen, and some argue that their edge retention isn't quite to the level of some carbon steels, but we carry some really fantastic stainless steels that have really incredible edge retention. The next category we're going to talk about is carbon steels. Now, carbon steel is my preference. I personally really love how easy it is to sharpen, how keen an edge it takes, and how long these knives stay sharp for. The downfall to carbon steels, though, is that they will rust or discolor if they're not properly maintained, especially when working with acidic ingredients like tomatoes, onions, and citrus. If they are not wiped down immediately after use before they go down on your board, out of your hand, they will rust, which obviously is not ideal. With that said, they are very easy to bring back to life should any rust or discoloration form. One must simply scrub the rust off. We carry a product called a rust eraser here that works just as the name implies, just like a pencil eraser. You just scrub the knife down free from rust if it ever does occur. Now, the middle ground is stainless clad knives. So these knives are made in 3 layers of material. They have 2 stainless layers on the outside and a layer of carbon through the middle. There is a faint wavy line close to the edge of the knife that you'll notice, and this is where the stainless steel comes to an end and the carbon steel pokes out beyond that. So only a very small sliver of these styles of knives can rust or discolor. They're a great option for those who are a little bit apprehensive to get into a fully carbon steel or ironclad knife, but they want all the benefits of that carbon steel with a little bit easier maintenance. So if you're looking for something sort of in between a stainless and a carbon steel knife, stainless clad is a great way to go. Alright, so now that we've talked about steel, it's time to think about what shape of knife that you want to get into. The Gito is the Japanese equivalent to a chef's knife, so it is arguably the most versatile knife shape out there. It's great for slicing because of its length. It's great for chopping vegetables, large and small, and it's even great at the more intricate work provided you are comfortable with its length. They range in size typically from about 180 millimeters up to about 240 millimeters. The smaller the knife is, the easier it is to wield, but the less versatile it is. The longer the knife, the more versatile it is, but the more difficult it can be to wield. Okay, now a slight variation of the Gito is the Kuritsuke. It's very similar in size and shape, as you might be able to tell here. The big main difference is the shape of the tip. This is referred to by some as a K-tip, by others as a reverse tanto tip. Whatever you call it, it adds a little bit of extra dexterity to the tip of the knife and gives the user a little bit of extra travel for their guide finger when they're doing more intricate tasks like brunoise, shallot, and garlic. They also typically have a flatter profile to them, so they're great for slicing and great for that up and down push and or pull chopping motion. Next, we're going to talk about the Santoku. The word Santoku translates to 3 virtues, which refers to slicing, dicing, and chopping, or meat, fish, and vegetables, depending on who you talk to. Basically, the name tries to imply the versatility of the knife, which is what's made it the most popular knife in Japanese home kitchens today. So a variation of the Santoku, very similar to the Gito and the Kuritsuke, is the bunka. As you can tell, very similar to the Santoku, but again, differs in the shape of the tip. Again, we're seeing this K-tip or the reverse tanto tip, and the same sort of points apply to the bunka as did to the Kuritsuke. It adds a little bit of extra height to the tip of the knife, which gives you a little bit more travel on your guide finger, especially helpful when doing more intricate tasks like brunoise, shallot, and garlic. Next, we're going to talk about the Nikiri. The Nikiri is a super fun shape. It's this square guy here, which is mistaken a lot for cleavers. These knives are not meant to go through bones, however, they are in fact vegetable cleavers. They've got a really nice flat profile to them, so using that up and down chopping motion is really made easy with one of these. And they've got a very, very nice tall blade, which gives you lots of travel for your guide finger when you're using that up and down chopping motion. You can also flip the knife over and use the spine to scrape stuff across your board really easily, and because of the large surface area, it works really well as a scoop, for lack of a better term. I like to refer to this knife as my stir-fry knife because if I'm ripping through a bunch of veggies and scraping them into a pan when making stir-fry, the Nikiri is what I reach for. The next shape we're going to talk about is the petty knife. The petty knife is a very versatile do-it-all knife meant more for those smaller tasks and those random tasks that come up throughout the day. They're great for breakfast and lunch preparations when you're cutting up small fruits, maybe slicing a tomato or cutting a sandwich in half for lunch. And then they can be put away, and the larger Santoku or Nikiri or Bunka, Gito, they're a great knife to pair with any of the other knives that we've talked about today. And I would argue that for the average home cook, a petty knife paired with any of these other knives will be able to take care of 99.9% of what you're going to do in the kitchen. The petty knife is also great for a lot of butchery tasks as well, and again, when I was cooking professionally, I used my petty knife to break down chickens and rabbits, and even debone larger pieces of meat like pork shoulder. Okay, last thing we're going to talk about is the handle style. Two main types that we carry here at the shop. Those are the Wa style or Japanese style handle, or the Yo or Western style handle. There's no advantage or disadvantage to either handle, but I do find that most people that come into the shop and have a chance to handle both styles usually gravitate towards the Japanese Wa style handle. I find them more comfortable personally as well. I love the way they fill up my hand, and you can grab them from sort of any orientation and they'll still feel relatively comfortable. The Western style handles are good though for those who are looking for something a little bit more in line with the European style knives that they've been using their whole life. Okay, now to finish off here, we're just going to talk about our shipping and return policies. So shipping, if you place your order before 2 p.m., we will ship your knife out the day that you place your order. Our UPS guy comes and picks up knives around 3 p.m., so that gives us a little bit of time to get everything packed up and ready for him. We're very easy with returns, and we know that buying a knife online can be a bit of a daunting task. So if you receive your knife in the mail, it's not feeling the way you want it to, or there's anything wrong with the knife, feel free to reach out to us at any time, let us know the situation, and we'll be sure to remedy it for you by either shipping out a new knife or allowing you to return the knife and exchange it for something else or get a full refund. Just make sure that the knife is unused and it's in its original packaging. Now, if you have any more questions or you're hoping to get more nuanced explanation about the different steel types, whether they be stainless or carbon, maybe you're hoping to get some information about the profile of a knife, how it looks on a cutting board, never hesitate to reach out to us. We're always happy to help. We are available via email or phone. Give us a call or shoot us an email anytime. We're also very responsive on Instagram. And like I said, we're happy to answer any questions you may have. So thanks for watching, guys. Again, if you have any more questions, either leave them in the comments down below or contact us via one of those other channels. And until the next video, stay sharp.